As we told you yesterday, about 1 million species of
1 million species.
Million species are on the verge of extinction.
Many of them doomed to blink out in coming decades. Everything from plants and corals to creatures great and small.
There are more than 100 million more in test labs in the U.S.
92% of those tests that pass in animal trials will fail in human trials. So a lot of times these tests just serve to traumatize those who cannot defend themselves.
There's a major new effort to save thousands of animals from being tested in labs across the country.
3/4 of land on Earth has been plowed or paved, dammed or mined. Today, the biggest threat against nature is human nature.
What my colleagues have shown is that we have reconfigured dramatically the fabric of life of the planet.
There's many that like gross domestic product as an economic measure, but this is not a measure of the wealth of the world.
More than 7 billion people on this planet depend on the delicate balance of biodiversity to survive. And while the human population is growing, the Earth's resources are not. From penguins and killer whales in Antarctica to orangutans in Indonesia and sea turtles on the Great Barrier Reef, animals all over the world find their habitat threatened by human activities like unsustainable farming and pollution, and their very survival is at stake.
It's very challenging to look at.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
News of the abused animals left Tacoma residents shaken, and animal activists have spent the last year calling for Givens to be arrested and charged. And deputies say it was that level of community involvement that spurred their actions to move on Gibbon.
They are living, breathing creatures on this earth, and it's our job to protect them.
I also asked, what is the urgency? The urgency, I wear cufflinks. These cufflinks of watches show me and remind me we have no time to waste. The time for action is now.
Unless society makes what it calls transformative changes, the report predicts that in the next few decades, more than 40% of amphibian species could go extinct, along with over 1/3 of marine mammals and more than 1/3 of the world's coral reefs that give them life.
The point is to really give the world a real message of hope. We don't want that people feel discouraged, that there is nothing that can be done, that we've lost the battle, because we have not lost the battle, and if given a chance, nature will reconquer its rights and will prevail.
Hopeful every day I come into work. I have to be hopeful because, there's no alternative than hope, and we can make a difference if we put our mind to it.
Yeah, the Beagle Freedom Project has rescued over 2,500 animals just like this one here. There's some experiencing freedom for the first time.
This is their first time seeing sunlight. I think it's that future generations don't have to see those photos, and that feels pretty powerful.
Putting nature over profit motive for the first time in centuries. Deciding that the Amazon is worth more than Amazon.com. And that life as we know it can only exist on a planet in balance.